All right, here we go. Here we go. Thanks again. Have a good rest of your night. What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to the Vintage House Show Spotlight. Every second Wednesday of the month, you know where to find me. It's DJ Momami, your host. You are listening to WNUR 89.3 FM and HD1 Evanston, Chicago. And we're going to talk about all things house. It is summertime, pretty much. Summer's right around the corner, and I feel the streets and the people in Chicago defrosting. We have some really great, fun festivals that have been announced. The Chosen Few, for example, announced their festival, which happens every year around. Have a good night.
You too.
It happens every year around 4th of July. I was like, what's that holiday? 4th of July, and the Vintage House Show's very own Lori Branch is going to be performing in that. So I'm so excited to attend that. Actually, the Chosen Few is where I heard for the first time ever, Terry Hunter's Break My Soul remix. And it was just, the crowd energy was magnificent. I will never forget that moment of like community and being amongst other house lovers, hearing this Terry Hunter remix to a Beyonce song. We were like, no, he's not about to play some Beyonce. So I'm really excited to see what this year has in store. We also have Movement Fest coming up, which isn't in Chicago, but it is Midwest base. I will always cap and ride for my Midwest siblings, Detroit, the sister city of Chicago, especially when it comes to house and techno and juke. They call it JIT. It is just, we're locked in. And so I'm really excited to make my way into Movement Fest and be in Detroit during that weekend. I think it's so much fun to be in different cities when they have their kind of homecoming shows and their things that really start and spark the summer. So I'm excited to be there in a few weeks. If you're going to be there, let me know. Hit my line. Invite me to your shows. Let's link. What else we got? Oh, coming up next month, the Vintage House Show is partnering with DCase on a really fun project. We don't want to announce too much yet, but there are some fun things in the works. And I do have a question. If you're listening, if you're watching me on Twitch, especially for the young folks, we're on Northwestern's campus. So if you're a student at Northwestern, this especially applies to you. But what are some conversations and some things around house music that you want to see? Is it around the bridge between the old generation and the new generation? Are you looking for ways you can start your own business or party series or become a DJ yourself? Are you looking to hear from DJs old and new talking and communing? Let me know what it is you want to hear. You can hit me up on Twitter or Instagram at Momami Music, Momami Music. And I want to hear what's on your mind. What are some thoughts, opinions, questions, feelings, affirmations you have about house music? Because I can tell you all day, every day, what I love. Speaking of things I love about house music, I went to this event last week at the Heaven Gallery. It's located in Wicker Park. Really dope space. You should check it out if you're ever in the city, in the Wicker Park neighborhood. Heaven Gallery had an event called Spirit Work. And the goal was to talk about house music and the ways in which it just expands and is a universal language of love and rhythm and dance. And we got to hear from Robert Williams. Now, if you don't know who Robert Williams is, that is the founder of the nightclub, one of the founders of the nightclub, The Warehouse, which is monumental. It is almost the origin, the root, the singular atom that set off a spark, a fire of what we now know as house music and electronic dance music. So to hear from Robert Williams and his experience in starting this venue, starting this movement, and to see him sitting alongside people I admire, people I DJ with, people we've had on this show. M. Doc was on the panel, Ray Chardonnay, Bless Tonio, David Chavez of DK's, it was just a really great event that I felt like I was watching mentoring happen in real time. And it was truly a blessing to be in that space. And Robert Williams said something that really stuck with me, and to hear him tell us in that room and the DJs that he was sitting alongside, that we are the future of house music and we are carrying the torch, it really lit a fire under my ass. So, okay, someone in the comments said we need a Chicago house music history museum. I fully agree. I think a home to keep all of these records and flyers and equipment and stories would be monumental to the city of Chicago. I think it's something, maybe this is me manifesting, who knows, but I think in the next 10 years, maybe even 5, this is something I could see being built up and running in a place like Chicago. And we are so blessed to still have these legends, these creators amongst us, walking, dancing, putting on events amongst us. And so I really do think there is something valuable about creating a space to house their stories, especially while they're still here to tell them, and to tell them accurately. So I think a Chicago Music History Museum would be dope. Let me know what you think. But that the spirit workshop really was, it really opened my eyes and opened my heart. And I had an event that weekend that I was nervous about, but hearing Robert Williams say that I'm the future and everyone else in that room is the future, it was really beautiful and affirming. And to hear the stories of how joy and house has been a form of resistance for queer youth, Black queer youth, the intersectionality of Black, brown, queer, marginalized communities all communing together under the love of house. It was really great to hear his experience with that. And so it really got me thinking and researching about my roles and my experience, and what really led me to this point now. And something that I researched, that I shouldn't say I discovered, I kind of knew about it, but to dive into it was a little bit more around rave culture. I feel like I really grew up around this rave idea, mentality, culture, and to see this resurgence. I mean, honestly, raves never really left, but I do feel like, especially amongst younger folks, I'm talking like 18, 19, 20, 21, there is a thirst, there is a desire, there is a yearning for spaces to dance. And it's interesting when you look at the history of raving, especially in Chicago, and the way it became synonymous with drugs and getting blackout drunk and just disarray and desmadre, as we say in Spanish, all over the place. In 2000, actually, there was a city ordinance that was passed. It was the anti-rave ordinance. Let me know if you've heard of this, the anti-rave ordinance. And it was to fine the DJs, promoters, and anyone involved in a rave if it got busted, right? And I found this really interesting because, that was 23 years ago now. And a part of me wants to ask the question, is this an ordinance we still need? I personally want to start a movement to roll the ordinance back. In talking to young folks and folks my age, older folks, there is one thing about raving, is that it was a space to just be free and move your body and respect each other and love each other under a disco ball, dancing to techno, house, all that good stuff. And I mean, even Teen Vogue did a write up on it in 2021, which I learned more about these global raves happening around the world. There's a rave party in Lagos, Nigeria called Sweat It Out. And I'm like, man, the raves you hear that happened and are happening in London, in Germany, here in Chicago, here in America. I think there is this, I don't want to say resurgence, but maybe a graduation of sorts when we see rave culture. And so I'm really curious to hear about how you're feeling if you're listening about the raves. Do you remember going to raves growing up in the 80s, 90s? I was talking to someone earlier that shared his, some of his rave experience and going to these spots that are like warehouses. And he was like, yeah, after prom, we all went in our suit, tux, dress, everything to a rave. And it was like prom 2.0. I think that's dope. And I think that kids 18, 19, 20, 21 deserve a space like that, deserve a space free of the inherited stereotypes of heavy drug use. Because like I said, what I'm seeing is people just want to dance and move their body, and they want to move their bodies outside of a club. They want to move their bodies in a space that feels like community, in a space that feels like it could be your homies, backyard or your homie's crib, because that's what I grew up going to, is these garage parties and basement parties. And so, there is a need for that. And I was talking to my friend Ray Chardonnay after my event this past weekend, and Ray Chardonnay said something that really expanded my heart, my mind. When she said it, I feel like it just reverberated through my chest. And she said, "Who are you when you're not confined?" And I wanted to apply that to dance music and rave spaces. What could these spaces of joy and dance and celebration and communion look like? And what can they become without the confinement of stereotypes and without the confinement of government ordinances? What could spaces of joy and celebration look like without such a rigid confinement? And so, that's kind of, I think, my theme for the week is who are we when we're free? And many that applies to many things, but I think that house music and rave culture is some of the freest I've ever felt when I'm amongst people on the dance floor. I think it's a space to really be free and explore yourself and explore your body through movement and sound. And so, wow, that was a lot. That was definitely that was a very uh collective thought there. But I want to get into this mix I'm about to do. I'm really excited to play. I wasn't here last month because of some things that were going on campus, so I'm really excited to spin. My set today is actually inspired by Lady D, who I was talking to earlier in a meeting, and we talked about the idea of house and amapiano being related. And when she said that, when she's asked that, she says absolutely yes. And we see amapiano taking over the world right now, from South Africa to the world. We see Uncle Waffles on these, really amazing woman DJ spinning amapiano all over the world. I just saw her at a boiler room in Atlanta. Literally, the walls were sweating because we were in there just bumping and grinding and getting down to some amapiano. And so to explore the relationship between that, to explore the relationship between sound, I really appreciated Lady D's perspective because she's a legend. And when legends are speaking, my ears are really open. And so I felt really inspired by her statement to explore that and to invite that into my show, because Amapiano's having a moment. It is the sound of not even the streets but the world right now. And so I'm excited to incorporate that and play with that. It's not a genre. It's a genre I appreciate and support, but it's not something I ever really take a chance at spinning a full set of, or really incorporating into my set like that. So thanks, Lady D, for the inspiration. Once again, you're locked in with DJ Momami. Super excited to be here. If you're interested in following and keeping up with some of the things I'm doing around the city and beyond, you can follow me at Instagram and Twitter at Momami Music, MOMAMIMUSIC. But yeah, let's get into it. because I don't know how to work this.
Easy now, no need to go down. Easy now, no need to go down. Up that one, that's how we from. Easy now, no need to go down. Easy now, no need to go down. Rock that one, that's how we from. Hi, it's Momami. Did you turn the mic off on that? I turned the mic off over here. That's off. But I'm hearing you instead of the music. And normally you're talking with the music and I'm not. Yeah, okay, give me 1 second, please. Think about it. Easy now, no need to go down. Rock that run, that this how we from. Easy now, no need to go down. Easy now, no need to go down. Rock that run, that this how we from. we come up, when we get turned with each other. Cause we come to straight on the jungle. Rock up, let's rock up, let's rock up. We rock up, we slang in them bundles. When we get turned into trouble. Cause we come straight on the jungle. Feels like the sky is still open, waiting for those words. How are you?
How are you?
Is the sound still off?
Yeah, it's not the greatest, but
What's wrong with it?
I don't know. I mean, if this is all plugged in right, it should be fine. This is like the mic.
Is it on Twitch? Is it on the website? What is it?
It's just on like the StreamYard.
Well, okay. Do me a favor, check our Twitch and then check the WNUR website. Okay. And tell me which one it is.
There's the it's probably this.
All you gotta do is call me. Happiness is always the key. Wherever you are, now call me when you feel some. Just dial my number on your phone. You ain't gotta feel so alone. All you gotta do is come home. It feels like the skies were open, waiting for those words to be spoken. Never give up faith, keep hoping you'll be cool. Just knowing I'm right here. Have no fear. I'm right here. I'm right here for you when you call, when your spirits are low. Don't be ashamed to show I'm your friend, and I know you got a place you can go when you're crying inside. Trust me, you can confide. With you, I will abide. My arms will be open wide. It feels like the skies will open, waiting for those words to be spoken. Never give up faith, keep hoping the end while your heart's on the mend. My shoulder I will mend when you're feeling confused and your heart's feeling bruised. Look at the path that you choose. Why feel you're destined to lose? It feels like the skies will open, waiting for those words to be spoken. Never give up faith, keep hoping. You'll be cool, just know when I'm right here. Have no fear. I'm right here. I'm right here for you when you call. I'm right here. Have no fear. I'm right here. I'm right here for you when you call.
Never felt like this before. Sticky sweet, like making love on the dance floor. Baby, I've never been like this before. Chocolate coating, waiting for you to adore. You put your hands where you know they don't belong. I roll my eyes, but something says I'll play right along. You touch softly, make me wonder, is there something I should be waiting for? So far from I wanna breathe and live in fantasy. Cause so far you've got me falling. I wanna breathe and live in fantasy. So far you've got me. I never felt like this before. Sticky sweet, like making love on the dance floor. Baby, I've never been like this before. Chocolate coating, waiting for you to adore. You put your hands where you know they don't belong. I roll my eyes, but something says I'll play right along. You touch softly, make me wonder, is should be waiting for. So far you've got me falling. I wanna breathe and live in fantasy. So far you've got me falling. I wanna breathe and live in fantasy. So far you've got me
that I do not know where you go. When you go, my mind won't say it, but I know it must be true. I'm losing faith in you. Don't think that I do not know where you go. When you go, when you go, when you go. I do not know where you go. When you go, my mind won't say it, but I know it must be true. I'm losing faith in you. Don't think that I do not know where you go. When you go, when you go, when you go, when you go. Your ways do not mistake. This as a cover. I hear echoes of your phone, and I know where you go. When you go, my heart won't say it, but I know it must be true. I'm losing faith in you. Don't think that I do not know where you go. When you go, my heart won't say it, but I know it must be true. I'm losing faith in you. Don't think that I do not know where you go. She only laughs when she's lonely. She only wants to see me at midnight. I be with her and her only. She doesn't want to commit to the night sky. She loves your bed and not your heart. It's been there before, I've seen the scar. I want it more, I want it all. I should have seen it from the start. I ain't the first to be the lost. I'll be a secret in the bar. The road she walks a lonely path. She belongs to the night. She only dances with strangers. I realize she belongs to the night. She only dances with strangers. I realize she belongs to the night.
These guys are all big influences on me and certainly house music.
So let's go on that. I want to talk a little bit about each of your illustrious careers, because you guys have done a lot. All three of you have done amazing, have had amazing contributions to what we call house music. This is the Vintage House Show. And so part of what that is about is celebration and preservation. This is Lawrence framing, but the celebration and preservation of Chicago house legends and Chicago house music.